and on YouTube. My guest this morning, I just briefly talked to him. He is a kickboxer. He has done some Muay Thai, and he's got an MMA match coming up really soon. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest this time is Mr. Andreas Quiroz. What's up, man?
What's up, man? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So tell me about your fight coming up.
Right. So, like I said, I'm primarily a kickboxer. I've had about 16, 17 kickboxing fights so far.
Okay.
As of now, I am currently the IS International Sport Kickboxing Association's national champion at 60 kilograms, and their New York State champion at 135 pounds, as well as the Full Contact Promotions 135-pound K1 kickboxing champion. And just recently had my first Muay Thai fight. I don't know if the camera's picking up, probably not, but I got like a little scar right there from an elbow. For my first Muay Thai fight. So that was a lot of fun too. And coming up on August 16th, I'm having my first mixed martial arts bout finally. I have a little bit of grappling experience as of recently. My gym is primarily a grappling gym. For the past year and a half, I've been training here at Roots Combat Academy. And I went to a grappling industries tournament and did well there. Out of like 11 people, I got fourth place. So I did really good there. That was a lot of fun. And, we're just racking up experience at this point. And my goal is to go professional in mixed martial arts. You know, everyone's dream is to go to the UFC one day. So, I mean, it's kind of mine too, a little bit basic, but, that's the plan. So, I've been wanting to break into mixed martial arts forever, but I haven't felt ready until now.
Where do you live in Canada?
I actually live in I live in the U.S. I live into a small town about south of Rochester called Hornell, New York. Real nice place, real small. We have a pretty decent martial arts community around this area, though, which is what's kind of strange. It's a small area. We got Roots Combat Academy here. Used to go to another gym back in the day. And then there's also Redemption MMA up in Dansville. I know they got some killers out of there too. It's a small area, but we have a lot of people coming out of here.
Yeah, it's funny, man. Like in the last week or so, I've interviewed about 3 or 4 people from your area. So, interestingly enough, I did not know there was a strong community in that area, so to speak, and that's great.
There really is. Western New York is here to take over. I've been that's been the echo for a while now from a lot of people, and we're kind of showing it. A lot of us from Western New York are coming from upstate New York in general are going to Worlds for ISKA. I know I am personally, and I know a lot of other people are as well from this area and just from roughly around upstate New York, which it's awesome. It's awesome.
Good. I mean, I'm glad to hear that. That's the thing. There is always a lot of growth throughout the MMA community, especially in the fighting community, but you kind of have to look for it sometimes. And luckily in this day and age with guys like the assistance from guys like me, it kind of gets put out there as far as like where these communities are and stuff like that. So that's fantastic. Do you work a steady job while you're doing mixed martial arts and MMA and kickboxing?
Yeah, I work a regular job. So I actually work a couple jobs lately. I work retail, which sucks. Not fun. Don't recommend it. I'm looking to break out of that. I got a degree. I should probably use it at some point. I have a degree in criminal justice. I'm looking to do some of that eventually. I'm actually looking at what's up?
No, I'm sorry. I got interrupted.
You're good.
Somebody.
But yeah, no, I work retail. I work contracting. I'm looking to become a paramedic within the next year or so. I've really been looking into that. I'm looking for basically just a job I can do while doing this as well, and also while coaching. That's also another big part of what I do is I love coaching. Coaching is my biggest passion, like right up there with fighting. I feel like the fighting stuff is what gets people in the door, and my coaching is what keeps them in the door, in the building. So I'm trying to build up a program here more than anything. But the goal is to one day have my own gym. Like end goal type stuff is that obviously I want to go pro. I want to do very well there, but even beyond that, when I'm old and can't move my body anymore as much, I want to be able to have like a gym of my own. That's my dream more than anything.
Yeah. I mean, and that's very rare. I've heard that somebody wants to actually get into the coaching side of it. What would you think your strongest part of the coaching would be?
Starting from a coaching, it's well, it's funny that you say that. So I I feel like it's perspective. I've had a limited coaching experience in terms of like the style of coaching I've been exposed to in the beginning, more or less. Sort of like a one track mind is how it used to be, but now I'm because I never went to athletics when I was younger in high school or college or anything like that. It was only past that I was able to. It's only in this sport that I've really been experienced with any kind of coaching to me. And so from that, I didn't really know what it was. I didn't know the difference between one coaching style to the other. And I think more than anything that helped form the way that I coach now, because I'm coming from a total like no talent, no athleticism whatsoever. When I first joined in mixed martial art, well, in just martial arts in general, I was like 180 pounds at like 5'6", so I wasn't exactly a world killer at that point. So I had to just from the very bare bones beginning. And, I would come in every single day, get my ass beat, come in the next day, get my ass beat again, and not get better. And it wasn't until eventually something clicked eventually. But I know what it's like to be in that, that hopeless, just like, I'm not getting any better. I'm not, so I can connect with people when they first come in and they're not doing so hot. And even if they are doing it, like I can connect with that as well, because no one knows everything when they first come in. Even if you have insane athletic talent, there's going to be days where you're just going to be like defeated. And every single day that I walked in, I was defeated. So it's definitely that emotional aspect I feel like is what makes my coaching very strong. It's being able to connect on that level, because I had no talent. I had no athleticism. My my grappling coach keeps yelling at me because I was like, that's your shtick. You keep saying you have no talent. Now I do. But back in the day, if you saw me in the beginning, I didn't know anything. I had no movement. I didn't even know like how my body moved correctly, stuff like that. It, I had to come from the, step one, go on to the next day, back to square one, to the next day, back to square one. And there was no evolution, no whatever. But eventually, I just trusted the process and just kept it going. And I got to where I am now through a lot of pitfalls, through a lot of losses and draws and, decisions I don't exactly agree with when it comes to the judges. But, I am where I am now. And like I said, I'm going on to represent the United States at Worlds, so I'm that's what's helping my coaching more than anything, is just knowing that I came from there and seeing that in other people. And
you're still young. How old are you?
I'm 24.
See, yeah. So like when I hear all these stories about what you've gone through, 24 years old, trust me, is very young. And you will look back in 15 years or so and be like, man, 24 was just a child still in some aspects, especially like, you're talking about you already got a knack for coaching and stuff like that. Man, that's pretty young to be able to have a knack for coaching. I would not, so I am really impressed by all that. And the fact that you said you had very little talent and stuff like that and are going to be representing at Worlds. I know sometimes you just kind of have to put the effort into it, no matter how impossible it seems.
I always tell, it's funny you say that. I always tell, I've told one of my students recently about this, is that, I'm not supposed to be like in my last interview in the cage. I was like, I'm not supposed to be here. I was supposed to be a burnout. I wasn't supposed to be anything, but I made myself that exception. All my, all throughout life, it was just pointing towards me going down a certain road to where I wasn't going to end up to be anything. But I decided to become that exception. And I tell my students all the time, you can become that. Like, don't get me wrong, exception isn't the rule, but you can become that exception. You just got to fucking put in the effort.
Exactly. I mean, I get it. And sometimes, sometimes you have to work around, like you said, you didn't have any athleticism or anything like that. I mean, neither did Randy Couture. Randy Couture was not exactly very athletic, but he was a world-class Greco-Roman wrestler, and he was a multiple-time UFC champion. And so I can't imagine, there not being some sort of reason behind it. Now, if you got guys like me who are a little bit old, just like I did combat sports in the mid to late 2000s, but now I am, my journey is in different aspects. I want to be able to do something like this for a living and, make guys like you look good and pull for you guys and go and be the guy that said, you know what? I knew Andreas when he first started, and look, there he is. I know him. I could write him right now and be like, hey man, I'm so happy for you, man. You're doing good. What's new? That sort of thing. So
I definitely appreciate it. I know we all do, especially with the FCP like community in terms of fighters, with your guys' partnership. It's definitely helping promote us at at a higher level. Like, don't be wrong, I've seen some interviews with fighters where I'm just like, have you ever been interviewed before in your life?
Yeah.
Or talked to anyone? But no, you guys are just so professional, and no, I definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, and I get a lot, and I know I got viewers right now. I had like last night or yesterday morning, I released a video. I do shorts like this. It'll happen on this one. Like I got, they'll give me between 2 and 5 shorts per interview, and I'll put them on. And one of my guys made some controversial comments about another gym, so I had to delete it this morning. When I wake up this morning, and they said, "Hey, if you don't delete this, it's going to make my gym look bad and possibly jeopardize the integrity of our gym from what this guy said." So you talk about the professionalism on it sometimes, and that was and that was yesterday. I've been doing this for a while now. And that was my yesterday, and that's my most watched video. So my most controversial video that got the most views so far that I've been doing it, I had to delete it. And that's the professionalism that we try to do here, is that regardless of how much, that might have helped my career by putting a spotlight on my show, I do not want to make anybody look bad, so to speak. And if they're watching out there, that's why, I didn't even argue with them. I didn't say nothing. I just said, I apologize. I will delete it. So appreciate you saying that.
Of course.
But so is there a lady friend in your life?
No, we've been, I think my coaches are telling me lately I gotta just stop that now. Like right now, it's funny though when I'm not doing so good in my love life, I excel so well in combat sports. It's insane. But they've been telling me I kind of got to shut up and just focus. So no, I'm just chilling.
But women weaken the legs. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. I'm telling you. Y'all need to listen to what this guy says. For those of you guys out there, the young fighters that are watching this right now, I'm in my early 40s now. Okay. And I'm telling you, and I'm still not married. I have got so much better stories in my life because of the things that I have done because of not being with a woman. Will it come? I don't know. I put that in God's hands if it comes. But that being said, man, I got so many stories and things I'm trying out. I'm trying to learn the guitar now. Like I want to be a great guitar player, not just a strummer, but like actual guitar player. And I couldn't do that if I was married or even tied up to a woman. So well said, sir.
Yeah, no, thank you. No, my coaches, that's so funny. We were just talking about it. So I'm at my gym right now. I'm in my coach's office because his office is the coolest thing ever, and it's very nice to do interviews in.
I love it.
And I just got back from done doing a open mat over here at Roots. And they were beating the shit out of me, and then at the end we were just shooting the shit. And it always drills down to women at the end, and I'm just like, and they're just like, listen, Andreas, you need to just shut up and just focus, dog. You got Worlds, you got this MMA fight. Don't worry about this or that. Just shut up.
Right.
But I do very well when.
No, that's good. I mean, don't get me wrong. The ladies will come. I mean, Tito Ortiz said it best. Become a world champion and let the women chase you,
Yeah.
And even if you look at Mike Tyson abstained from sex and ejaculation for years in the 80s while he was the champ. So, and he is now one of the greatest of all time. I mean, if you don't know the name Mike Tyson, you've been underneath a rock.
Right.
So, and I will pronounce your name the first time, because you're a champion, and it won't be no problem. People remembering the name Andreas Quiroz. It's just that's how life works sometimes. You could get too comfortable having a good sex life, and this little thing on your arm that might have influence on you and maybe steer you away from something bigger and maybe not necessarily better, but different things than your peers, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I tell people, man. Like, you don't, like I said, I mean, I wouldn't be learning the guitar now, and it's extremely difficult. It looks impossible. I have no musical talent, and just like you had no athleticism, and yet it could happen.
Exactly.
Oh man. So, do you have any hobbies outside of fighting?
That's the hardest thing with the I I love hobbies. Every single hobby I do is more or less just dedicated, like, is alongside with fighting. Like, I like hiking, but I also like hiking because of the aspect of it's it's a low impact movement, so I'm not wrecking my body all the time like I normally do. Outside of hiking, I love running. I love running more than anything. I need to run more, to be honest. This camp, it's good for mental health. Hobbies, I'm so boring because all I do is dedicate to work and fighting, and I'm trying to find more hobbies. I dabbled in the guitar a little bit. That was like a year ago though.
Yeah.
Sucked at it, but maybe I'll start doing that again too. In terms of hobbies, I've been really boring because it's just like wake up, either go to work or go train, go lift weights, go run, go do this, go hit a bag. It's I don't know. I gotta experiment more with that. Find some.
My coach when I trained and fought was Jeff Mullins. I don't know if you know who he is or not, but he's one of the. I got to look up what his title is, but he's in Vegas now. He's like one of the top dogs in the athletic commission in Las Vegas, the biggest fight city in the world. And first time I met him, it was office kind of like what you're in right now. But he had in the corner, he had a couple of guitars that he would play because he was in his late 40s at the time. So he's not fighting. So if there's other things to, find fulfillment in outside of the profession that you are currently doing, then that's cool,
Right, and that's the thing though, is like my life's awesome right now. Like, and I feel that more than anything, especially nowadays. In terms of like being able to come in and just put in work with my gym family, with these guys here, and come in here, just coach. This is what gives my life meaning more than anything. So maybe coaching is my biggest hobby, I guess, because I'm not. It's definitely my biggest passion more than anything.
Absolutely.
Alongside with fighting. Don't get me wrong, I love the camaraderie and like brotherhood I get with the brotherhood, like with the family feeling with people here. It's no, I think if anything, coaching is one of my biggest hobby, just because it gives me more satisfaction in life than anything else. If I'm being honest, so when people ask me like, "What's your hobby?" I don't know, like coaching. I love coaching. It's my favorite thing in the world.
I think if you can make your hobby productive, then that's a great thing, because
right.
That's a big one. I mean, I know a lot of guys that, like, there's a whole cigar smoking community, like guys that go to cigar lounges and smoke cigars, and that's their hobby. I'm like, but what is productive about that?
Right.
You're basically bleeding out $10 to $15 a stick, and then you're just there. I mean, if it's something that you do when you're kind of in the mood or whatever, but if you're up there like every day or every other day blowing away $30, $40 a day on a cigar and not really getting anything productively done, then I don't agree with it.
Yeah, no, having productive hobbies is definitely, if I have any more hobbies outside of this little sphere of mine, it's going to be something productive more than anything. Yeah.
Well, even if you're a painter, you're painting, you have the potential to show that to people and share it with people for it to look at. So,
like, you're making something. Exactly,
and it's well documented to others. Like you like to coach, and That is the ultimate way of sharing with others.
Yeah, and it helps. There's definitely a craft to it more than anything. I feel like I'm young, and I'm also young to coaching. I've back at my old gym, I ran our adult class, and that was an experience. And I had relatively no experience when it came to coaching before that. I did it for roughly a year, and then we didn't have a gym for about a year. And then I came to Roots, and since then they've entrusted me with like their kids program, and I help co-teach the adult striking program here as well. And that's less so now because in terms like with the adult striking, because I've been so active in terms of fights. My past 3 fights were within 50 days of each other. So I've been so on it, so busy. So coaching kind of took a backseat in terms of like that level of coaching. Like I've been doing the kids class even during my fights, during my fight camps, but it's helping with the adult class has taken a big backseat because that's a way more technical and I have to think a lot more. With the kids class, sometimes I just come in and just beat the shit out of them, Well, I can't say that the parents might get the wrong idea. No, I just come in and we're just messing around, pretty much just, winging it.
Yeah, no, I get it. And, you're coaching them to be better. So, whether you word it correctly or not, they understand what you're saying.
Yeah, no.
Unless they're just dumb, but
unless they're just dumb, which sometimes you'd be surprised.
Oh yeah, I know. So you say that? All right, so this is your first MMA bout coming up. It's amateur, I'm assuming, correct?
Mm-hmm. Amateur.
Okay, because I know you can sign up. Like, I guess it would depend on how well you do, but what would be the goal as far as when to go pro?
So I actually have this all planned out because I want to be smart about it.
All right.
So I have the striking experience. These past 4 years have been dedicated to nothing but striking. Mostly kickboxing and that Muay Thai fight. My last one about 3 weeks ago. I feel like I feel like I could go pro in striking. I could become a pro kickboxer tomorrow. I feel that more than anything. But all the shiny belts and shit kind of show that. I feel like, but when it comes to MMA, I want to go pro in mixed martial arts by the time a little bit after I turn 26. I got a whole big lineup of things that I need to achieve before I go pro in terms of belts I want to win or places I want to compete at. Because, I've been thinking about this a lot. I want to have a mixed martial arts fight on the West Coast to experience what that's like. About in Florida to feel what their striking is like because it's all different situationally depending on where you fight at in terms of like the kind of talent you're going to feel. Like there's going to be near the city there's going to be more slick strikers in certain aspects than up here, or with grappling than up here. I need to have as much experience to different styles as possible before I go pro. Because I never want to just go pro and then like on my third fight, well, I've never experienced this style before in my life. This is brand new to me. And then I just get my ass beat. And once you lose at pro, it's a really long ladder to climb back up. I can make my mistakes now at amateurs, and that's where I'm looking to make mistakes more than anything at this point. So that's why I'm giving myself time before I go pro. So yeah, no. When I turn 26, a little bit after that, depending on how we're feeling, is when I'm looking to go pro. And then from there, just rack it up. Be like Kevin Holland with it. Just fight after fight after fight, trying to, stay healthy, prevent burnout. But, stay active because I want to go as far as physically possible with this. So, I have it planned out pretty good Absolutely. In my
head. Yeah. It's funny you mentioned your head, by the way. I recommend a soap bar for you, by the way. Do you have Amazon?
I do. Yes.
Yeah. Look up this One with Nature Dead Sea Minerals Dead Sea Salt Soap Bar. If you want, you can look that up. And man, whenever I use that, it clears up my face and any scars and stuff like that within a matter of a week, maybe even days sometimes, depending on what it is and stuff like that. And I'm telling you, man, I recommend that to I got split open pretty bad right here about 14 years ago, and you can't hardly see it. The scar right there. And that's contributed to that Dead Sea Salt soap I was telling you about, the One with Nature.
Oh
And
yeah, I'll see it. Oh yeah, I'll save that.
and
I bet.
I guarantee you that will help out. So I recommend that. Good
You
stuff,
see.
man. I use it still, but and especially, and I discovered it. Like about 17 years ago when I was still fighting and stuff like that, because it helped clear scars. Because you're gonna get cut and nicked and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, so much.
And if you're just trying to look good for the ladies, why not?
Right.
So
Right.
it's good for the whole body. But before I let you go, man, is there anything you want to say, and then we'll promote your fight again?
Anything to say? Well, well, I finally have a sponsor, so I'll shout him out.
Okay.
Pat Moscow with here in Hornell, New York, with Forever Young Fitness. He runs a 24-hour gym and hooking me up with that membership. Very appreciative of that, and probably the best gym I've been in. Period. When it comes to weightlifting, getting a lot of new equipment in. Very appreciative of him. Thank you for that. Thank you to my gym, to my training partners. Let me list them off real quick. Hold on. Sorry. Jackson Tinker, Alex Valsayer, Elijah. Wow, Elijah, I forgot your last name. You're gonna hate me for this later. Nah, that's fine. My coach is Matt Jordan. My teammate Austin. Wow, I'm so bad at names. I think it's all the CTE. My coach is Reed and Brittany Welch. Appreciative to all you guys. Thank you so much if you guys end up watching this. Love you guys. Thank you for everything. You keep telling me not to say it. I would be nothing without you guys, and I mean that more than anything. So yeah, no, thank you.
Absolutely. Now tell us when the fight is and where I could watch it, or we could all watch it.
All right, so it's going to be August 16th in Rochester, New York for Full Contact Promotions. And as far as I know, we're doing it on the Millions.co live stream.
Okay. Very cool, man. And I don't know if we're I don't know if we're friends on Instagram or not yet.
I don't think yet, but we'll give me
let's do it. Let's do it real quick. Well, you just look me up. It's Hank Russell, no spaces, nothing. I've had it for a while, so it's just HANKRUSSELL on Instagram, and we'll keep in touch. So I'm looking forward to seeing. I may be able to watch it. Like I'll probably be doing a live stream during it, but I'll also be able to, maybe watch it from a separate entity like my iPad while I'm doing my stream and stuff like that. So, but other than that, man, thank you so much, man. It's great talking to you, man. If you ever want to do this again, let me know.
Oh, for sure, man. Thank you. I appreciate it more than anything. Like I said, you guys are what's bringing us up on the amateur scene more than anything is interviews like this and the professionalism. So thank you so much for that. Oh,
you are so welcome. It is the pleasure is all mine, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure talking to this young man. And if nothing else, it's been the Hank Russell Invitation, and y'all have a pleasant morning.